Okay, we're going to cook my creamy tagliatelle with bacon and mushrooms. Hopefully you've got your pan on getting nice and hot. So all you need to do is add in a good glug of oil, about a tablespoon of oil to the pan. Just give it a swirl around, and then we're going to add in the bacon. And hopefully this will be nice and loud and sizzly. There we go. So just give it a stir, just get it nicely coated with the oil, and that's about it for this bit. Just keep moving it around in the pan just to make sure that it's not going to stick at all. There we go, and we can add the mushrooms and the garlic in now. And give everything a good stir so that the mushrooms get nicely coated with the oil. There we go. The mushrooms should look a little bit shiny. That's when you know that they're nicely coated with the oil. Now all we need to do now is just give it a good pinch of salt and pepper. And then give it a stir. Still on the high heat, we're just moving everything around the pan just so that, make sure that nothing's sticking on the bottom. But it should be starting to get a little bit of colour on the mushrooms now. Just keep it moving, as simple as that. There we go, hopefully your mushrooms are looking something like this now. Just starting to get a little bit of colour on them, and the bacon's starting to go a little bit crispy. That's exactly what we want. So you can leave this on the heat now and go and get your tagliatelle. Hopefully you've got your pan of boiling water ready, and we're going to drop in the tagliatelle. I'm just going to move the tagliatelle to the main burner now, just to get a bit of heat so it starts boiling. And this will be fine now on a lower heat. See, so the mushrooms should be starting to get nice colour on them, and now it's time just to pour in the white wine. And this is really good because it'll deglaze the pan, so you'll be getting all the really nice bits of flavour from the bacon and the mushrooms. And just let that come up to the boil and bubble. And just keep an eye on your tagliatelle, give it a stir just to separate any bits that might have stuck together. And I'm just going to swap the pans back around now. Okay, right, I'll just pop this on the back out of the way from you. There we go. So you want your wine to be just bubbling away, or just reduced down slightly. That's exactly what you want. And this is a great recipe. This actually came about, so I was wanting to make carbonara, but I didn't have any eggs and I couldn't be bothered to go to the supermarket to get any, so I just had a little look in the fridge, see what I've had, and it works really, really nice with the wine and the cream. There's nothing left to do at this stage. All we're really waiting for now is for the pasta to cook, which should almost be there. It'll only take 2 or 3 minutes. This is a perfect one if you're feeling a bit lazy and you're getting from work, you don't want to spend hours cooking. See how quick this is. I'm just going to check the pasta now. I think I'll probably need a little bit longer, but if you can get a strand out, have a go, just have a bite of it, just careful not to burn yourself. Right, just almost there, just probably about a minute longer. The pasta, the consistency you want it, as they call, al dente, so it should still have a bite to it. Shouldn't be completely soggy like mashed potato, that wouldn't be nice. And the wine's reducing nicely, bubbling away. Hopefully yours is looking something similar. Right, we can turn the heat off for the pasta, and if you go and drain your pasta now and then bring it back over to the hob. Right, all we need to do now, nice and simple, tip the pasta into the pan. And then just give it a good stir together. And what you're doing here is just making sure that all the strands of pasta just get nicely coated with the flavour from the pan. Once you've given it a nice stir together, hopefully you've got your cream handy, and you just need to pour in the cream. It's just about 2 tablespoons of cream, not a lot. It's just binding it together. And hopefully you should have your chopped parsley ready as well, because that needs to go in next. If you haven't got that, go and get that, and then add that in. And you can turn the heat off now because it's all done. So just stir in the parsley and we'll be ready to plate up. There we go. So all you need to do is just take it over to your worktop. Hopefully you've got your plates ready and we can serve up. This is the easy bit. Just take your plate or your pasta bowl and then just spoon the mixture into the middle. Just try and make sure you get a bit of everything. Sometimes it's hard to mix the bacon and the mushrooms together in with the pasta. There we go. I hope you enjoy it. And then give it a stir. Still on the high heat, we're just moving everything around the pan just so that make sure that nothing's sticking on the bottom. But it should be starting to get a little bit of colour on the mushrooms now. Just keep it moving, and that's about it for this bit. Just keep moving it around in the pan just to make sure that it's not going to stick at all. There we go. The mushrooms should look a little bit shiny. That's when you know that they're nicely coated with the oil. Now all we need to do now is just give it a good pinch of salt and pepper. There we go, and we can add the mushrooms and the garlic in now. And give everything a good stir so that the mushrooms get nicely coated with the oil. Okay, we're going to cook my creamy tagliatelle with bacon and mushrooms. Hopefully you've got your pan on getting nice and hot. So all you need to do is add in a good glug of oil, about a tablespoon of oil to the pan. Just give it a swirl around, and then we're going to add in the bacon. And hopefully this will be nice and loud and sizzling. There we go. So just give it a stir, just get it nicely coated with the oil.